Look at that fluffiness. I'm getting good at this burrito wrap thing, you know. Chipotle might want to hire me. I'm just saying. You don't have to, but you might want to. Each of these is $1.40. Freezer-friendly microwave breakfast burritos ready for the whole week. You just pop them out your freezer, put them in your microwave, and a few minutes later, you have hot, healthy, fresh, and steamy burritos waiting for you for meal prep. When I hear the words meal prep, I think of two things. Overnight oats and breakfast burritos. I already did overnight oats a few weeks ago, but I have not touched breakfast burritos yet. So today, we're meal prepping $1.40 breakfast burritos for the entire week. And this entire recipe can be made in your microwave. You don't need an oven, no stovetop, no air fryer contraption, none of that. This recipe starts with peppers and onions, a frozen bag that has been defrosting in my fridge overnight because I don't want to cook something from frozen, rather cook it from not frozen, but fridged. You thought this recipe started with eggs, but it doesn't. It starts with peppers and onions because look what happens when you thaw frozen vegetables. There's just a whole bunch of water in here and I don't want a watery burrito. So squeeze this out. Pro tip, keep this thing in a bowl in your fridge overnight because if you're gonna thaw it in your fridge without a bowl underneath, you will wake up to a flood. We're not using stovetop for this recipe. Dump the contents of your frozen thawed bag and then take this and microwave it for a minute. So after a minute, it's still frozen, but drain it a bit. And you would think it's 2022, microwaves heat things evenly, but unfortunately they don't. So some parts are frozen and some parts feel warm. Mix it around and then microwave this again for another minute. I repeated that process 2 more times and the peppers are done. They can sit freaking down until they're ready to be filled into the burrito. Next up, eggs. Each burrito is gonna get 2 eggs, so I have 16 eggs right here. I'm making 8 burritos. You might be like, oh, a week has 7 days, so why are you making 8 burritos? That's one more than the week. Your week might have 7 days if you count Monday through Sunday, but my week has 8 days because I count by the number of burritos I have. It's an opinion. You're entitled to your own. I am too. Crack all these eggs into one big glass bowl because we're gonna microwave these eggs. Bear with me, please. A little shell, no problem. A little extra protein, you know what I mean? One piece of shell per egg is fine with me. Any more than that, it's like kind of problematic. Look at that. Eggshells stick to eggshells. Don't ask me how I learned that. I learned it the hard way. One hand, baby, one hand. One hand. One hand crack. One hand crack, let's go. 16 eggs, now we're gonna add 16 ounces of chicken breast to this because we want 1 ounce of chicken breast per egg. I'm kidding, vegan's going crazy right now. I'm kidding, guys. We're gonna keep this recipe vegan. We are not gonna eat an entire family for breakfast, just the babies. Crack your eggs, and I mean, they're already cracked. Whisk your eggs like this, okay? Don't, all you people that whisk like this, like, what are you doing? No. That motion's gotta be whippy like this, okay? Up and down in circles. So microwave these for 2.5 to 3 minutes until the outside starts to get solidified. All those people that are like, oh my god, microwaving your protein denatures that you gotta eat eggs raw. Like, no, what are you talking about? If microwaving denatured protein, then I would microwave all my protein bars, denature the protein, and then my protein bars would be 0 calorie essentially. And does that make any sense? After 3 minutes, you're gonna get an outer ring that forms because the glass bowl is hot and the eggs are cooking. Just scrape it down and then microwave it again for another 2 minutes. Using a microwave to cook your eggs, it is such a hack. Just do it, trust me. Don't stress about the microwave giving you radiation. Just go out in the sun and then the radiation from the sun and the radiation from the microwave will cancel each other out. 2 negatives make a positive, just don't stress. Another 2 minutes. Break up the egg chunks, another 2 minutes. It should still be a little bit runny on top because that residual heat will perfectly cook it. You don't want to overcook it in the microwave. So when it has that little thin layer of wateriness, mix it up. At this point, you want to season the eggs with whatever seasonings you want. I'm gonna go Mexican theme because I like that in my breakfast burritos. Salt, because eggs need salt. I like it kind of spicy, so red crushed pepper, smoked paprika, powdered barbecue sauce is another name for this, low oregano, and garlic powder. You can never have enough. This stuff is the best. Now chop up your authentic Mexican spiced eggs until you get the size you want. I like smaller chunks, so I'm gonna chop it up pretty well, but if you want bigger chunks of cubes, then leave it chunky. Now our last resort to prevent these from getting soggy, take some paper napkins and just tap the last little bit of excess moisture from the peppers and onions. You don't want a wet burrito, you want not the M word because I can't say it or people will get mad at me. You want a nice damp burrito. For all you people that keep commenting, Rahul, you gotta eat high calorie food to build muscle. You cannot eat anything that's low calorie. You have to literally want to throw up after every meal if you want to gain muscle and bulk. I'm using regular 210 calorie tortillas that are 34 grams of carbs each. Why? Because these are 25 cents per tortilla. This is how you get the most budget friendly food. You gotta eat like high calorie food to get the most budget friendly ones. Shouldn't low calorie food be cheaper because it's less calories, less actual food, less energy? But no, this one's for you guys. After this, I'm going back to my high fiber, low calorie tortillas, okay? Take 1 serving of cheddar cheese, just regular full fat, 110 calories per 28 grams, and sprinkle it evenly across the tortilla. I promise you it's gonna be like a quesarito when you do it this way. Don't mix it in with the eggs, just do it like this. When you do it like this, it tastes so much more cheesy, it's insane. It's just because you got the cheese in its own world, in its own space. And now microwave this for 20 seconds. You don't need to melt it all the way because remember, we're not eating it right now. We're gonna meal prep these, so just melt it enough so it sticks, and then 1/8 of this goes on top of this. And then you wrap a burrito like this. So you take, I'm not the best at this, but this is how I do it. You take one side. I learned from Chipotle. The number of times I've gone to Chipotle and gotten burritos in my life is insane. So what they do is they take one end, fold it all the way over, and then pull. And then they take one side, fold it, they take the other side, fold it, and then you pull everything back, and then you just wrap like this. Voila. 1 burrito down, 7 more to go. And if you're like me and you like everything in this world spicy, add a little bit of sriracha. Unfortunately, Tabasco sriracha, because that's the only one available. Sriracha shortage, God. Just go right after you microwave the cheese, put some on, fill her up. I'm getting good at this burrito wrap thing, Chipotle might want to hire me. I'm just saying. You don't have to, but you might want to. Each of these is $1.40. Freezer-friendly microwave breakfast burritos ready for the whole week. You just pop them out your freezer, put them in your microwave, and a few minutes later, you have hot, healthy, fresh, and steamy burritos waiting for you for meal prep. I have a bunch in my freezer already waiting, so these are the go-to $1.40 freezer-friendly breakfast. My head, the burrito. And I'm a human bobblehead. Each one of these is 458 calories, 23 grams of protein, and all you people that want something lower calorie, I'll give you some options and ideas right now. Replace 2 eggs with 3 egg whites. It's gonna be roughly the same amount of volume, but it's gonna be like around 90 less calories, pretty good. You could just find a lower calorie tortilla instead of the 210 calorie ones. You could recommend some low calorie tortillas down below. I think La Banderita Factory, they make some good high fiber 50 calorie tortillas. That would cut a bunch of calories. Or you could use fat-free plastic, aka fat-free cheese, or light cheese, and save calories that way. And if you think of other ways to save calories, drop it down in the comments below. But this is for you guys that want something easy, quick, cheap. 450 calorie burritos, baby. Get your healthy fats in, get your protein in, get your burrito in. Don't microwave these with the plastic wrap on. Take it off, because if you do, then you will be eating plastic, and that's not good. You already got the radiation from the microwave, right? You don't need to eat plastic as well. Just pick and choose your battles. See you in the next one.